I've twiddled my knob, but I still sound a bit...
Go on then, speak for me.
Hello and welcome to Help
Hello,
My Sex, my boss.
Me as well, please.
Jordan should be okay. Is it not?
Which is the headphones?
Where it says Jordan.
Where? Oh, there.
No.
Both.
No, just the top.
Check. Oh, that's better.
Hello? Can you hear me?
No. Oh, God.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello. Oh, there we go. That's better.
Just dip me in the face then. I am trained.
Big energy, big smiles.
Okay.
You look like Noel Gallagher today.
Oh, cheers. Really?
Yes. You're wearing a... Well, it's not a jacket. It's a blouson, I think is what you'd call it technically.
I think it's a bomber jacket, isn't it?
It's bomber jacket-esque. And you've got a high collar. It's green. Wearing a white T-shirt. You've got your chain on. And, yeah, you're looking very moody.
Not in
an unfriendly way. You're looking moody in an approachable way.
Okay, thank you.
Like, give me all your money, please.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take that. Like a nice mugger.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Help I Sexted My Boss, the podcast where we help you navigate the challenges of modern life, answering your 21st century questions and finding solutions to those everyday dilemmas. Like, should you tell your friends to listen out for Ben's big bing bong? And how many hours is too many hours on Hogwarts Legacy?
Oh, I still haven't played it, but I've got an idea. I'll come on to that.
And what should you do if you've accidentally sexted your boss, but we're not your usual agony ants? Are we William Hanson, the UK's leading etiquette expert?
No, we're not, Jordan North, radio presenter. I'm more Prince and you're more Pauper. And that's from Danny Grint.
The Prince and the Pauper.
Yes.
There's a pub in London called that, I think.
Is there?
I think I've been in one.
Yeah, you probably have.
Anyway.
Well done, Danny. That was nice. Should we toast Danny? Because we've got no one else to toast,
Yeah,
really.
okay.
So we'll just toast. And if you write in a I'm more, you're more,
Oh, yeah, do keep your I'm more, your more's coming in.
we might toast you, if we like it. Now do the gin de bonnet. 1 part gin, 2 parts de bonnet.
Two parts.
Oh, no, that's a bit strong.
You think?
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, you've had a good week.
Well, we've announced Benidorm. My week's needed all the help I can get.
Why don't we toast to Benidorm?
Well, but poor old Dan has just listened to that, thinking we're about to toast him.
To Danny.
Danny.
Oh, it's got a kick, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely kick. So, gosh, Benidorm has gone down so well, as we said on our weekend release on Friday.
Yeah, we announced it last week, and it's been phenomenal, the reaction, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been very nice to see lots of people delighted for us, a lot of people very scared for us. My friend Patrick texted me to say, just sent me the screenshot of the announcement with, she thinks you've gone too far.
Oh, really?
Lots of my friends messaging me, genuinely quite worried for me.
Oh, right.
But apparently it'll all be fine.
You'll be fine. So we're doing Diva Espana with Amazon Music on Sexted My Boss. As part of our 5th birthday celebrations, we have a long weekend of sexted shenanigans in Benidorm.
I hate the word shenanigans.
Oh, really? And the best bit is you can join in the fun as well. Why don't you like the word shenanigans?
Oh, it's just such a silly word.
Me, William, and producer Ben Edorm, and you could be there with us. So yeah.
Jolly good.
Have you got a football shirt you can bring?
No.
No?
No.
Just want you to I want you to
Do people wear
in with a...
I'm going to wear basically what I've worn on that lovely glossy poster that we've done.
I've got an England shirt, that'll do, actually.
Right. I've got a shirt that's made in England. Does that count?
No, I've got an England football club. England football shirt, they're not a club.
Are they not a club?
No.
Well, they are.
No, they're a national team, aren't they?
Oh, right, okay.
So I'll bring a couple of them.
For you to wear.
Should we get some Lads on Tour T-shirts made?
Well, we tried that once.
Did we?
Yes.
What
Not many
happened?
people bought them.
Oh, yeah. Did they not sell?
Some people did.
I thought we did.
Committed
all right on them.
G&Divas bought them. But I don't think we need special T-shirts made. That's not the sort of, I want to, there needs to be an element of sophistication to this trip.
Sophistication.
Yes.
There's a bar that serves Benidorm's biggest breakfast. So, and he's called Taddy, I think.
Taddy.
Taddy. He's been on telly a few times. Loveliest bloke. He runs a few bars in Benidorm. He's from, I think he's from Tadcaster in Yorkshire.
Hence why he's called Taddy.
He's from West Yorkshire. Anyway, he's a lovely bloke. And him and his daughter run a few bars. And they do Benidorm's biggest breakfast.
And how big are we talking?
But, like, put it this way, I attempted to eat it once. Did pretty well, but couldn't eat.
But like,
for about, I think
with your hand, show me how big.
It's about an oval big tray.
Oof.
It's a big tray.
Black pudding?
Yeah, there's black pudding on there.
I
Yeah.
like black pudding.
So we'll do that. We can do that. It's always a laugh. Yeah.
Can I not just cook a really big breakfast here and just
No.
be done with it?
There's loads we'll do as well. We'll walk up to Big Hill as well. I don't know what it's called, but and there's a big statue of Jesus Christ at the top of the hill.
Oh, I think because I have watched Benidorm, the TV programme.
Yeah.
I think, is there a plot point in that?
There's, I think, a rumour.
Does someone's ashes get scattered off that hill?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the swingers.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
It's been out for years.
But that's up there because I think in the 70s or 80s they seen it as quite a promiscuous town.
Right. So they needed saving.
And a lot of sinners went there, so they put that at the top.
Thank God that's changed.
Yeah. So it'll be good.
It'll be absolutely fantastic.
There's loads we can do.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Amazon Music, we are not just taking me, we're taking a load of lucky G&Divas on holiday to the Costa Blanca, with travel and hotel accommodation sorted. Plus, you'll get to be at an exclusive live podcast recording as we raise a G&D to 5 years of Sexted.
And at some point, and this is really important, at some point in today's episode, you'll hear producer Benidorm's Big Bing Bong, and that will have the Diva Espana code you need to enter the prize draw. Plus, there's another chance to win on Amazon Music.
Yes, if you listen on Amazon Music, there is an additional chance to win. Now, we must stress, this is a road test. This isn't the actual one.
This is a drill.
Could you get your Big Bing Bong out for everyone, please? Just so we can hear what it might sound like.
Look at the size of that. That's a girthy old Big Bong Bing Bong, whatever it's called.
Okay, so that is not the actual one, but if you hear
it?
When you hear that sound, it's over before it started.
I know.
Apparently. If you hear that sound at some point during today's episode, you will then hear producer Benidorm, who will give out the competition code and enter that on our website. We'll tell you what to do when we get there, but that is the sound you are listening out for at some point in today's episode. Well, don't do it again.
That was a drill as well. We'll do How's Your Week Been, and then we'll do the Remember to Get Into It.
This is a touch like, you know that episode of Faulty Towers where they're testing out the difference between the fire alarm and the burglar alarm?
Yeah.
And it's an octave higher. It's a little bit like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's your week been? What's been happening?
It's a bit dramatic.
Oh.
The hob's off.
The hob's off?
Yeah. Our hob has fused. It's fried. And this is obviously inconvenient because things like, boiled eggs, poached eggs, boiling vegetables, any, frying things. But it's most inconvenient because, as you know, on Saturday we have the first inaugural meeting of the Air Fryer Lovers Club.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We're having a little candlelight air-fried supper.
Yes. So William's having one of his soirees. I hate that word. One of his soirees.
What's wrong with soiree?
This,
so sorry. I sound like I've...
This Saturday, I'm going for a meal. So your hob's not working. Are you actually making it all in the air fryer?
No.
Oh, good.
I don't think we're going to do anything in the air fryer, actually.
Oh, good. Because air fryer, I always say air fryers for the week.
Yeah.
At the weekend, you get the nice pans out and make a proper...
Well, I can't get any pans out at the moment because the hob's off.
So
and I'll tell you why the hob's off, everybody.
Mikey.
So he's not been feeling very well.
Oh.
So he's fine now, but he went to boil an egg and he puts the pan on 9, pops the egg in.
Have you got one of those...
Induction.
I fucking hate those pigging things.
Yes, but they're much safer.
I don't... They are so annoying. They only work on half your pissing pans and they always beep and you put something on top of you put your tea towel on top of it and it just goes off. It's a nightmare.
Why are you putting tea towels on top of hobs?
I just give me a gas hob any day a week.
Okay.
Sorry, that was really...
No.
Carry
you
on.
Get it all out. So he went to boil an egg. I was not in the house. And he then went to go and dry his hair at the same time. and he got carried away drying his hair to the point where the pan boiled over and all the water went underneath the hob, through the seal, and fried the electrics inside.
Oh,
Potentially, we
Mikey.
could have had a fire.
Did you go mad at him?
No, I didn't get mad. No, you know me, I'm placid to a fault.
Yeah.
And anyway, we had the hob man round.
Yeah.
Don't look at the camera with a little side eye.
Go on, what was the Hobman's innuendo nickname?
No.
Harry the Hung Hobman.
Please.
What was his nickname? Well, we need a nickname for the Hobman. You've got one, haven't you? Go on, I knew you had one.
No, I'm just thinking of one now. Lower ring Fred? I don't know.
No.
Hot ring Fred?
Hot Ring Fred.
Well, our rings have not been hot for a good week because of this hob drama. We've got a new one on order. In fact, it's arriving as we speak.
Oh.
Delivery imminent. We have got the hob being installed whilst I'm sitting here.
Everything's going ahead on Saturday.
I hope so. As long as this hob works and it fits and it's installed correctly, I can do the sous vide. I'm going to do chicken in the sous vide. Don't love doing chicken for dinner parties, I'll be honest, but I've got some dietary requirements to cater for.
Have you?
So it's either chicken or beef, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what are you making? Chicken?
It's some sort of special chicken with a special glaze.
Okay.
You'll love it. And it's going to be sous vide and then finished off, as it were, in the pan on the new hob.
Right. Okay.
But also the hob is required for the pudding as well. We're doing a chocolate olive oil cake. Mike is going to make that.
Wow.
Yeah, and that requires the hob.
Okay.
It's amazing how much of your life requires a hob when you then don't have a hob.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the drama in my house. We'll let you know, everyone, how the inaugural meeting of the Air Fry Lovers Club.
Just, what time do you need us there on Saturday?
7:30.
Oh, great. Good. It's FA Cup final, isn't it? So.
What is it? I always seem to host dinner parties. When Joe and Luke came round once, it was some football thing. When Ella and Josh have come round, also some football thing. And now it's the FA Cup final. Who's in it?
Man United, Man City.
Oh, it's a derby.
Yeah, first ever. Get you, first ever
Thank you.
Manchester.
Some man-on-man action.
Cup fight. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Do I need
Good.
to? What are we talking drink-wise? You always...
Well, don't bring chips and beer like you did last time.
Okay.
You don't need to do that because we're not doing a curry.
Right. You sure?
I'm absolutely sure. Just bring something nice as a host gift,
Okay.
but that's it.
Right. I think I've got some soap that I got gifted. I'll bring that around.
Because it's chicken, do you want red or white? Because most people go white with chicken, but I like a red.
I'm more of a red man.
So you okay with red?
I had a bit of white wine on Monday, actually, with my tea, on Sunday with my tea, but I'll go with a red.
Okay, I'll get
red
some red in.
Well, I can bring some red.
Well, you can bring a red that goes with chicken.
Rioja.
That's all you drink.
I like a Rioja and a Malbec.
Oh yes, Jonathan loves a Malbec.
I like a Malbec.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a Merlot. Yeah.
Bring a Malbec.
Cab Sav as well. I don't mind that.
Cab Sav, get you with your abbreviations.
Cab Sav, darling. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll bring something. Yeah.
Okay, how's your week been?
Yeah, good. Thanks. I'm too old now.
You're too old.
At the time of recording, I've just got back from Radio 1's big weekend, and I don't know.
Dundee.
Just it's proper hit me. Like,
Oh, really?
And I weren't drinking that much, to be fair, because we were so busy. I'm just absolutely knackered. Look at me whinging.
Do you get how long does radio? Obviously, I mean, I was across all the radio coverage, but how long does Radio 1's big weekend go on into the night? Does it stop at 9?
About 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, so it starts at midday. We're usually on site for 10 to 10. So is that, yeah. And we're working. We've got loads to do. Might get the odd hour here or there break.
Okay.
And that kind of thing.
And is it a 2 or 3 day?
It's 3 days.
3 days. So hang on, Friday. What?
Yeah, it starts on Friday night. It's like the dance night, Saturday, and then Sunday.
Okay. Oh, so then Monday, bank holiday, travel home.
What's the etiquette for if you're a band
Yes.
and the audience aren't quite vibing it? What's the etiquette there? Do you just carry on, or do you...
What we call the Nottingham complex. No, that's not fair. They were a great audience. I love Nottingham. Mike and I met in Nottingham.
Of course you
Nottingham will always have a very special place in my heart.
Yeah, what's the etiquette there?
Well, you've just got to go with it. You've got to be professionals.
Okay.
But maybe they're not vibing it because actually you're getting something wrong. Maybe you as a band are not getting... Well, which band?
No, let's not go into it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How were the Jonas Brothers?
They were good.
Yes.
Yeah, I got in trouble because we got told that this wasn't on air. And
Right.
we got told that
They didn't put the Jonas Brothers on air?
no, they didn't. They weren't going live to it, and they got told
Okay.
that they weren't because me and Vic introduced them
Yeah.
on stage, and we got
Vic
told
and I.
before. We got told like whip the crowd up, get them going a bit because it's the first act of the day. So we went on at midday. It was like, "Hi, we're Vic and Jordan," and then we were like, just before we went on, we're definitely not on air. This is it. I said, "No." And then I was like, got them to start singing, "Here we fucking go. Here we." Have you ever
Right,
been
I can see where this is going.
Have you ever been to a Scottish gig?
No.
That's what they sing.
Okay.
Here we. Which, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done because it was the Jonas Brothers at the end of the day. Like,
Well, they're not like they used to be.
Well,
Where it's
they're
all
all
very...
virgins and that. Aren't
No,
they?
no. I really don't think they are now.
Well,
I think that ship sailed.
well, maybe. So that, and then I come off stage and I was buzzing. I was like, "Oh, we really got them going there. Really give them a good entrance." And then I looked at my phone. I had 2 texts from both bosses with my name in capital letters and lots of exclamation marks. All sorted now, though. All
So
fine.
you were live?
They just I think they decided to cut to him, and as they come on, you could hear the "Here we" from the crowd.
Right. Well, that I would say. Look, I'm not BBC HR, but I would say you were told it's not live. You followed instructions.
Yeah. By the way, on Saturday, is it just the main and the dessert?
I haven't decided if I'm doing a first course.
Yeah, I don't. Give or take. What?
Do you not want me to do one so you can get home quicker?
No. That's fine.
I might do a soup.
Oh, I'm having soup tonight.
Well, today is Wednesday, so
Yeah.
hopefully by Saturday you'll be okay.
Okay. No, thanks for having us.
No, well, it's a pleasure.
Oh, also,
Leanne and I have jet washed the back passage, by the way, over the long weekend, so take particular attention to how clean it is.
of course I will.
Thank you.
We were meant to go for a couple of drinks and a meal last night, but I cancelled because Ben's lonely. So
He's still lonely.
So we decided to take him out for a meal, and then yesterday morning I text saying I'm sorry, I wouldn't be great company at the
Do you know what? Oh, no, you're always good company.
Oh, bless you, thank you. Sorry, Ben. Sorry, mate.
Oh no, it's like
Mikey defrosted some chicken on Monday night, and he said, defrosting that chicken for my dinner tomorrow night. I'm not getting a second packet out because you're out. I went, I'd get a second packet out. It'll be cancelled. I was fine.
You're such a bitch.
No, yes, I am a bitch, but I'm also right. Okay? I'm like Mystic Meg. I mean, I'm alive, but I'm like Mystic Meg in that I can predict what's going to happen.
I have no comeback to this. Sorry. We'll reschedule.
We will reschedule.
We'll reschedule. Yeah. We can go and get something from downstairs. We'll go and get another salad again after this if you want.
Oh, yeah, let's go out for salad. He's so media.
We had a really nice tossed salad when we went out.
We did.
Last time we recorded.
Yes.
We went for a really healthy salad.
Yeah, no, we did, actually. That was really nice.
Sorry for cancelling.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't for my benefit.
I
I've
did
got
message
friends.
early. I messaged at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You did. To be fair, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
At least you gave lots of notice, which
Yeah.
was good. And to be fair to Jordan, and I'm being serious, there's no punchline here, you did, within your text, when you were cancelling, offer some alternative dates.
Yeah.
We can't do them, but you offered some alternative dates.
Yes.
And I do think that if you have to cancel, I've said this before on this podcast, if you're going to have to cancel, offer some alternative dates. And you did.
Yeah. Sorry,
So-
Ben.
no, it's all good. To be fair, William thought you should cancel at 9 o'clock and I had 8:30, but
You pair of shits.
I did not say... He's putting words in my mouth.
Also, in my life, I think we have a gay ghost confirmation. So you know, I'd said that it'd
Right.
come back to the new house.
Yes.
And the shower turned on in the middle of the night. My friend came round to see me last Thursday. She popped in. She brought a dog.
What breed? Big, small, colour?
A little one. Oh, it's one of those cute, fluffy ones.
A Cavachon.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not very good with dog breeds. And the dog was just upstairs barking at a corner in one of the rooms, and it's really freaked me out.
Well, it's either that or it's a rat in the wall.
Where I thought, well, that could be the ghost.
Right.
Might be a straight ghost, but
Yeah, could be a
previously
straight
I have
ghost.
been haunted by gay ghosts. So
This day and age could be a trans ghost.
could be, yeah. So it's really freaked me out. The dog was just barking at the corner. And, yeah.
For long?
Yeah. For
And what sort? Because aren't there are people that can like determine what type of bark a dog does, like if it's a stressed bark or an excited bark.
I thought it was what?
What?
It was, yeah. It was like a.
Is it a harrowing bark?
It was a yappy bark. I need to get Derek Kachorcha in or whatever he's called.
Derek Acora.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up with Mystic Meg.
Yeah. Oh, what was the other one?
Russell Grant. No, he's horoscopes.
Yeah. No, there was. Oh, that used to scare me. That program. What was
the
it?
National Lottery.
No. With Yvette.
All those balls at once.
With Yvette Cooper. Was it Yvette
With
Cooper?
Yvette Cooper.
Who's Yvette Cooper?
Yvette Fielding.
Oh, Yvette Field.
Yvette Cooper
What was it called?
off of politics.
It used to be on Living, and I used to watch it and I used to shit
Yeah, like
myself.
Haunted or something. Or
Yeah. And I used to go in people's house with Derek Kachora.
that said, they should bring it back with Yvette Cooper. I'd
that
watch
would be
that.
good. Is she going out with Ed Balls?
Well, she's married to him. Yes.
Oh,
She's-
okay.
I think it's got a bit more than going out.
Right. Oh, sorry. Are they seen?
They've
Yeah.
got children.
What were they called? That haunted.
Something like that. Yeah.
And they used to go into like old haunted castles and stuff.
Yes.
Used to freak me out. Do you remember that one where Derek Kachora got
Derek Acora.
Derek Kachora got possessed by a ghost, and he's like, get out, get out. Yeah.
Can I just talk about scratch cards at weddings?
Yeah.
So, as I said to you just before we started recording, Mike and I went to our friend Will and Freddie's wedding.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, beautiful, lovely.
I've seen the pictures with the flares.
Yes.
I've seen them. They have them on football, you know.
Yeah, they've got flair.
Yeah. But it was a pink flare, weren't it?
It was a pink and blue. Yes, it was a gay wedding. And can I also say, I'm going to steal his joke, but I'm crediting him. Luke, our friend, who you have come for a candlelight supper with.
Seen him the other week in work.
Yes, he was one of the best men, and he did an excellent speech. And the best joke he did that really made me laugh was, he got a bit serious at one point. And he's like, 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been legal. We must acknowledge progress, etc. Has anyone here, hands up here, who's never been to a gay wedding before? And of course, a lot of the crowd, particularly the older lot, put their hands up, and he just shouted, "Homophobes!"
Did it get a good reaction?
It did get a good laugh. I thought that was great. Anyway, at Will and Freddie's wedding, where I met Catherine and Mariana, who came up and asked me if they could borrow a potato peeler.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
everyone in Dundee just kept screaming that at me. Going, Wendy! And I had to go, can I borrow your potato peeler? Everybody, loads of... I forgot to say, sorry to
Did Nick
interrupt.
Jonas shout it at you?
Nick Jonas didn't, but
Oh.
thank you to all the wonderful, lovely G and Divas in Dundee. There were so many of you. Thank you.
Well, Catherine and Mariana came up and asked me, and we'd all finished doing scratch cards. We had scratch cards on tables.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't win anything. I wouldn't be sitting here if I did. But if I had won something, something, I don't know what the maximum amount you can win on a scratch card.
100k these
Okay,
days.
so if I had won 100k at Will and Freddie's wedding, from an etiquette point of view, am I obliged to then go over to them and go, "Hello, I've won 100,000 today at your wedding. I'd like you to have it," or would you like some of it?
Expert.
Well, I know, but look, I'm not a scratch card etiquette expert. There is a limit.
This is what I do. I've always said if I won the lottery, I'd never tell anyone.
Right.
Oh, there'd be so many people, especially coming out the woodwork and stuff. So if it was me, and call me selfish here,
Yeah.
I would keep it to myself, pop it in my pocket, claim the money and not tell anyone. Because I think if you won it and told everyone, and the bride and groom, or the groom and groom, or the bride and bride, heard about it, they'd be like, oh, he could have given me a bit.
Yeah, it's a funny one. I mean, until it happens, I guess none of us really
Did
need
anyone
panic.
win?
Mikey won £5.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. In fact, no, Mikey won £1. The person next to me won £5.
Who were you sitting next to?
Well, we did a movement. We did a changement, as it's called. So for the first course...
Sean Mon. Who?
Changement.
What's a changement?
It's written changement, basically.
So
but
you had
it's
to
French.
move every course?
No, just in between main and pudding.
I don't even like changing trains. I'd rather go direct. So every course you had to was it
Not
like
every course. We did one changement.
Changement. What's a changement?
A changement.
What's a changement?
You move.
Oh, I couldn't be asked. Sorry, who was it?
Will and Freddie.
Sorry, Will and Freddie.
I thought it worked very well. And also Will and Freddie did this excellent thing. And this is one of the things I thought, not if I get married again, but like if we weren't yet married and we were getting married, opposite them, they were on sort of straight tables. Jokes write themselves. They were on straight tables, but the two seats directly opposite them were left empty. and they announce at the start, you can all come and sit in these chairs. The rule is you can only sit there for 5 minutes, and these chairs must never be empty, which I thought was really nice because it meant that everyone basically could sort of sit in front of them, have a little chat, get to see them, and then go. I think Jordan's not convinced, but I think it worked very nicely.
Did you go and sit in the chair?
I did, yes.
Oh, that would annoy me whilst I'm trying to eat my tea. That's why you put certain people at the back. You know, it's like, it's a drink keeping away from. And there's always someone there that you don't like.
Well, hopefully not at your wedding.
I'm being well miserable today.
You are.
That does sound
It's the
nice.
Noel Gallagher-esque appearance.
You're all right, you're not bad.
Anyway, we had a lovely time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We
So
should have toasted to Will and Freddie.
we should have toasted. Let's toast again.
To Will and Freddie.
Will and Freddie, up the boys.
I've seen pictures. I've never seen them before. They look like a lovely couple.
They are a lovely couple. I do believe one or both of them listen, so hello.
Oh, okay. As always, if you need our help with something,
What?
then...
My good
What?
God! Are we on that bit?
No, because we did the bing bong bang bing bing bong thing before,
Oh,
so I just
okay.
thought I'd split it up. Because on the radio, you don't give. It doesn't matter. Like you don't give a text number out and then do it. Like it's,
Okay.
yeah, stick with me, son. I know what I'm doing. NTA nominated broadcaster here, so.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen,
Shut up! No.
can we give Jordan...
It's only 20 minutes in, and I've mentioned
Can we
it.
give Jordan a big hand?
No, it's fine.
Jordan is in numerous categories on the long list, and it is a very long list, for...
You're such a bitch.
for the National Television Awards. Which categories are you in?
Best presenter.
Yes, that one's got one shorter recently.
Best talent show.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruce Forsyth Award, but technically that's for Saturday Night Takeaway. That's not. And Go Hard, Go Home's up for best reality, I think.
There we go.
But it's the long list. If they make it to the short list, then I'll
I'm
be
sure at least you stand a good chance of at least being on one category for the shortlist.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
And I'm
but
very
thank
proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
So well done.
I'll mention you in the speech.
You won't, so don't worry.
There won't be a speech. There's no chance. But it's nice.
Don't worry about your speech just yet. You're not on the shortlist.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And I probably won't be on the short list either.
Oh,
I won't. There's no chance. Absolutely no. I'm a realist. I'm not a betting man, though. Never been a gambler.
are you all right?
But I wouldn't bet on it. Anyway,
Okay.
as always, if you need our help with something, then we would love it if you get in touch. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sexedmyboss.com, or you can tweet us or send us a message on Instagram @sexedmyboss, or you can write to William, who promises a handwritten reply on his own lettered paper. The address is on the website sexedmyboss.com. It's time for William Hanson's Etiquettimology of the Week.
Here's the jingle.
It's William, the etiquette geek. His knowledge is quite unique. He'll give you manners, a subtle tweak. It's time for William's etiquettimology of the week.
Lovely. And this week I'm going to tell you why are crustless sandwiches seen as posh?
It's because you don't have curly hair. That's why I've got curly hair. I always eat my crusts.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, is it because you're not posh?
No, it's just...
And thus you were only eating
why
crusted sandwiches?
Why I always bump into things at middle at night as well when I go for a wee.
Because of sandwiches?
No, because I never ate my carrots. You ever get told that? Carrots make you see in the dark.
Well, yes, for about 5 minutes. And then I told my parents that was ridiculous.
And my dad used to always say to me, eat that, it'll put hairs on your chest. Do you know what that means? And look, I have
You have
very hairy chest.
but not a hairy back. Yeah, I know what your chest looks like.
Okay.
Anyway, here's the messages, and I'll tell you why crustless sandwiches are seen as posh after them.
Okay, Gene Divas, thanks for sticking with us. It's back to William's Etiquettimology of the Week. Why are crustless sandwiches, William Hanson, seen as posh?
Well, for a bit of context, from the late 18th century, well into the 19th, bread and butter was the usual accompaniment to a cup of tea. This is before we got into sort of biscuit territory or all the cake, afternoon tea
Said it
stuff.
before, say it again. I would have loved to have lived in them days. Just bread and butter.
Tea was obviously relatively expensive, so it was only to the upper or middle classes that were drinking it. Working classes would drink beer. But why did you serve just bread and butter? To us now, bread and butter might seem a bit cheap.
Mm-hmm.
because it is quite cheap to produce. But back then in the 18th century, this was no ordinary bread. It was white bread. Now, what have we said about white colourings and things before? At the time, that meant it was expensive because you had to process the flour for longer to achieve the white colour, because naturally bread is brown and white bread is more sort of refined or more processed. Yes. And so butter, also remember, we didn't have refrigerators back then, so butter was expensive and didn't last long. So putting white bread and butter was incredibly sophisticated. And also, obviously, lots of people couldn't afford butter and used dripping instead. So you would have been having beer and a dripping sandwich on brown bread.
Oh, Eva would have been happy with both.
Okay, well, fine. So yes, white bread was a rare treat that few could afford. But it's the loaves that are to blame for the crusts being removed. So before commercial bread baking and controllable ovens came in, loaves were handmade by the baker and baked in open ovens. And square section loaf tins, the shape of bread that we have today, came much later. So in the 19th century, the typical bread loaf was, the new Star Wars, with that sort of R2-D2 replacement, the round ball, and then you've got a ball on top that rolls around. So bread used to look like that, but squished. So you'd have a round, sort of an oval layer, and then a smaller one on top. And so in order to get finger sandwiches, you would have to cut the crusts off to get the soft bit inside. And also ladies were eating bread with their fingers at the time, and they were wearing gloves, and so thus white was seen as pure. It didn't stain the gloves. And so still to this day, when you go into the Ritz or the Savoy or Claridge's for tea, you get finger sandwiches in that shape, and that goes
crusts.
Back to the 19th century. And it was seen as sophisticated, and it still is.
It's kind of like when I was at school as well, you could always tell if someone was a bit skint with their butties. When you had packed lunches.
We didn't, but yes.
If we had paste sandwiches, it was towards end of month.
Paste sandwiches?
Yeah, did you ever have...
Like wallpaper paste?
No, did you ever have that princess paste in the jar? Have you never had... Oh, do you know what? Oh, Christ, I'm going to get some of that. We'd have some of them, and I always thought, my dad's due to get paid in next week or something. I know my mum will go mad at this. She's like, no, it weren't that bad. Did you never have paste sandwiches?
No, we had catering.
They had... Oh, what were they? They like... You just had paste... You just put paste on your butties. I loved them, to be fair. But if it were like... If we'd had a good month, it'd be like Billy Bear meat. Cheese and ham.
Gosh, I'd hate to think what a bad.
And there was always one lad who I used to feel sorry for because he'd have like jam sandwiches, but when you could tell the sandwich had not been made with much love. No matter how skimp we were, our butties were made with love.
Describe an unloved sandwich.
Well, it'd be like the crust.
Okay.
And there'd be no butter on it. It'd just be jam, and they'd be slammed together. Poor kid. And I won't mention his name, but. Be playing together, not cut or anything like that, just one big butty. There'd be like a bag of crisp in there, shaving foam or something like that, I don't know. And whereas no matter how skimp we were, my mum always I preferred mine to be in squares.
Oh.
And Dom's and Brad's had theirs in triangles.
In the royal household they're in squares.
Well,
they used to be, I don't know about now, but they used to be.
I'm trying to... Princess Paste, yeah, look, what... Oh, yeah, that was it. Look, they used to do chicken and ham.
Jordan's just Googling.
I never liked this. Oh, the beef paste, though. That was my favourite. Did you never have one of them on your butties?
No.
But it's kind of like, now, I'm going to get some of that. Like, if we'd have that.
A sandwich paste?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or like chocolate spread butties. Did you ever have them?
No.
Oh, we should do a Northern afternoon tea. I should have meant like Billy Bear meat sandwiches.
You've tried. You back in series 1 or 2, you forced some Billy Bear down me, and that was not nice.
And you'd go to a party, and all the butties would be open on an
open sandwich.
Yeah, but it'd be on like a bap, so it'd be like egg and mayo, coronation chicken. Yeah.
Oh, I love coronation chicken.
Oh, we should do. Yeah, it's kind of like now that poor kid.
Thoughts and prayers with him.
I used to get I'd have a sandwich in there, paste butty, cut into squares. I'd have a bag of crisp, a Rocky bar, or a penguin, or a wagon wheel, depending on, and a yoghurt.
Lovely, well, it sounds so nutritious. Should we go on to the listeners' problems?
Yes, let's do it.
Attention, G and Divas. Hi, guys.
Oh, this is
Your
it.
Diva Espana code to enter the prize draw is 2T37.
Oh, G and Divas, that was your Diva Espana entry code from producer Big Ben's Bongs or whatever it is.
Remember, this is it. It's happened. Remember, this is it. If you want to enter the prize draw, just go to sextedmyboss.com and fill in your details. The entry code will work from the 6th of June 2023 until the end of June. Until the end of the day on the 11th of June 2023.
That's that entry code. So if you're listening back to old Sexted episodes or you're listening to this in the future, hello, but that one won't work. All the terms and conditions are on the website too, and you can only enter if you're in the UK, so sorry to all our international G&Divas.
2T37. There's also a second chance to win this week if you listen to us on Amazon Music. We've dropped an episode with another code on that feed, so you've got double the chances to win thanks to Amazon Music.
And if you miss out this time, don't worry, there are more places on the plane to be won next week. To sunny Spain. Diva Espana.
We're going to sunny Spain. Diva Espana. You do it.
Spain.
Is this an actual song?
What do you mean, is it an actual song? Fade. Yes, it's a...
What's fade? What the hell was that?
That's just a bit of direction.
Should I do that with Butch?
Fade.
Is that an actual song?
Yes.
What's the song?
Diva Espana.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
I forget the artist, but it goes back to the 70s.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Like much of Benidorm.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, good luck to everyone. Go to sextedmyboss.com and fill out your details if you would like to join us in Benidorm. Right. Shall we now go on to the listeners' questions?
Yes, please.
This is from Isabella with 1Z and 1L. Dear William, Jordan, EPB and Diego, your recent interruptions by the brazen drilling next door has brought up an etiquette question I hope you can help me with. I've recently closed a deal on a new apartment. However, it needs a lot of work, so I'll start renovations very soon. They're American. This entails having a proper team of handymen drilling, taking down walls and breaking up tiles, adding up to 2 months of very loud noise. In the building, there are 21 other apartments, and I feel uncomfortable introducing all this noise into their lives, but it's something that has to be done. My question is, how can we minimise the discomfort? I thought of making care baskets for each family as an apology for the upcoming period. I thought of baking something for them, but then there's the problem of someone having dietary preferences. I don't want to start off on the wrong foot with my new neighbours by not acknowledging that they don't have peace and quiet during the day. Much love, Isabella.
Isabella, you're a very thoughtful, nice person.
Yes.
I think care baskets might cost you a bit, but if you've got the money, you crack on. But I think letting all your neighbours know, personally, knocking on their doors or writing a little letter to them or putting some signs up in the communal areas is a good start. But try telling them personally. And taking a bit of baking round is a nice gesture. That will just sweeten the deal.
You can do that. I think I agree with Jordan. You let them know in advance, at least 2 weeks before. This is when the work's going to be starting. The builders will be starting at 9 a.m. or whatever the time is and finishing at 4, Monday to Friday. Let them know if it's on Saturdays or whatever. You could do a care basket. You could bake things. I would perhaps do that at the end of the works to say thank you for your tolerance.
No, I'd do it at the start. I disagree. It keeps them sweet.
Well, okay, well, fine. If you want to do it, you do it both times. But what I would also do, and it's quite cheap, go and buy lots of earplugs. And with the letter, you can just give them some earplugs.
God, because then you think, God, how bad's this going to be?
Well, true, but if you if you sort of infer that it's going to be really bad when it's not actually that bad,
I tell you,
they'll be delighted.
I ate one of those yellow earplugs once.
You ate an earplug?
I was that pissed. I thought it was a Haribo.
Was it nice?
I was chewing on it for about 20 minutes. I was like, oh God, I thought it was a sweet.
Right.
It was like a lemon sherbet. I was hammered. I was proper
clearly
pissed. It was at a festival.
But yeah, Isabella, I would just say let them know in advance. That's all you can do. Every house will have gone through renovations at some point, and write them a nice letter.
Lovely.
This is from Anonymous. Hello all. I had a part-time job whilst at university, and one of my colleagues, an older gentleman, used to give me lifts as I didn't have a car. I never had any problems with him initially, but then things took a turn.
Oh, God.
One day at work, I was told that he had been in prison for attempted murder. But I just brushed this off as a rumour. A couple of months later, I walked over to his house and knocked on the door. He told me to come in, so I opened the door, only to be greeted by him, completely naked. I didn't know what to do, so I just sat on the sofa, eyes down, waiting for him to get dressed.
Oh, that's awful.
He got dressed and we went to work as if it didn't happen. I ended up leaving this job, and on my last day I knocked on his door. He told me to come in, and before we left for work, he asked if we could have a goodbye photo. I didn't mind, so I said yes. However, this is where I was mistaken. It wasn't of the both of us or my face. It was of my feet. He got a full-blown professional camera out and took photos of my feet with and without shoes and socks on. I just went along with it because the rumour about him being an attempted murderer was on my mind. He took the photos and then we went to work. He then texted me apologising and asked me not to let the police know because he was arrested for attempted murder, and if they found out he would be taken back to prison. I never said anything, and to this day I don't know where those photos are or what was done with them. This is something I should raise with someone, or should I just leave it? What would have been the etiquette in the raised situations? Thank you, Anonymous.
I'm so sorry, Anonymous, that you was made to feel uncomfortable. That sounds like you were made to feel really uncomfortable, so I'm sorry that you had to go through that. That's not okay.
No.
Absolutely not okay.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone had asked to take a picture of my feet that I sort of vaguely knew, I'd probably just say, no, or why.
How would you go around asking to take pictures of your feet?
But the fact that you sort of suspected at this point, you obviously have had it confirmed, that they're an attempted murderer, you probably would go along with it.
I know you, yeah, I know you probably know this now, but you probably shouldn't have gone round to that person's house.
No.
Yeah.
I think you probably have to, I probably would have to tell the police.
Would you?
Well, because if, God forbid, anything happens, we can't do anything about it because you're anonymous. We don't have your contact
you could
details.
tell the police and they could look into it and see if you still got the pictures and
Well, I don't think the pictures, I think...
Well, this is a tough one.
I'm not sure taking pictures of people's...
Shit.
This is serious. I don't think taking pictures of people's feet is illegal, especially with consent. I just think it's a bit weird. I'd probably tell someone because, God forbid, anything happens.
Maybe take legal advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of which this is not legal advice.
No, this is not legal advice. So maybe take legal advice. Speak to a friend who maybe knows a police officer or something like that and see what they would do.
This next one is from Jen. Kia ora, William and Jordan. Kia ora is a friendly greeting in New Zealand. It's a drink, isn't it?
Kia ora.
I'm Jen, a G& Diva in New Zealand.
Hi.
I work in a sector that has a large portion of older gentlemen workers, i.e. lots of boomers and Gen X folks. Recently, I was promoted to a senior position despite only being in my mid-30s.
Congrats.
I was invited to join an interview as a panellist, but during the interview, the interviewee said, "Well, I'm old enough to be your mother," directly to me. Everyone on the panel looked uncomfortable, but this was just brushed aside. I wish I could say this doesn't happen a lot, but unfortunately it does. When it happens, I always sit there mortified but silent. What is the etiquette for situations like this? Thanks for everything you both do. I love your podcast. Kind regards, Jen.
It's a tough one. My mum worked in a supermarket and her boss was in the same year as my brother at school, and she always found it quite difficult to cope with.
As I normally say in etiquette classes, age and gender in a workplace don't matter,
totally
or
right.
certainly shouldn't matter.
You're totally right.
It should be a meritocracy, and it's on competence.
Do you teach a lot of this and the English manner and stuff?
Yeah.
Should
Thank you.
Age shouldn't. If you've got a boss that's younger than you, that shouldn't be an issue, should it?
No.
No.
As long as they're a good boss. Obviously, if they are bad, and they're bad for reasons other than their age, I don't know. I mean, look, in hindsight, you're never going to be in that situation again, I hope, in that exact situation. I might have said, I'm not sure age is relevant in this scenario, or I don't think age is relevant in the workplace. Is age relevant in the workplace? Or words to that effect. But yes, if it happens again, I think you have to flag it to HR and say, actually, this is what HR are meant to do. HR aren't just about job descriptions and whatever. It's actually about dealing with people and people being silly.
Human resources.
Yes, it used to be called personnel. I've said this before.
Did it?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Personnel. The personnel department, which has people in it. Human resources makes you sound like some sort of microchip.
Yeah.
Which in about 50 years you
I was
probably
going
will
to
be.
say the way we're going at the moment.
You're still worried about AI.
It scares me. Oh, it really worries me. Yeah.
Maybe we should see if AI can do this show one day.
Probably.
Forever off.
It's worrying. It is.
Maybe AI can go to Benidorm for me.
No, you're not getting out of Benidorm. You're coming to Benidorm.
Okay.
I hope that's helped, Jen.
This is from Cece. So good they named her twice. Dear William and Jordan, I graduated from university 2 years ago and moved to London, but because I live in London, I constantly have friends wanting to stay over. I don't mind if I've invited them to visit and we're going to spend a weekend together, but I don't enjoy people making plans to do something else all day in London and then asking to stay at mine so they don't have to worry about travelling back. I'm in a flat share with a pretty small room, so they have to sleep in my bed with me, and I don't like having to wait around all evening for when they bother to show up having spent the day with other people. Plus, I always end up having a bad night's sleep with someone else in my bed. Sometimes I've been able to lie and say I'm busy, although this actually makes me feel slightly guilty, but other times I haven't been able to come up with a decent excuse quickly enough and they push back with, oh, they're only going to be there for a short while, they won't be an inconvenience, etc., and I feel obliged to let them stay. How can I turn down these unwelcome guests without being rude or upsetting my friends? Thank you, Cece. I think just a simple no.
Yeah, you've got to have boundaries.
Yeah.
And you're talking for someone here who, I get this a lot, but I don't mind. But it got to the stage where when I had my flat back in the other flat, I had people coming every other weekend, and people were staying when I weren't even there because they were like, "Oh, our Jordan's in." It was mainly my family, but I don't mind. But I don't mind people come stay. In fact, I love it. But when it's every weekend, it becomes a bit too much. So what I started saying was, I'm just having a chilled one this weekend, and I had so and so last weekend, and I've got so and so on a thingy. But so you've just got to say, yeah.
Or you can tell a little white lie and go, I'm so sorry, I've already got someone staying.
Yeah. Just tell little white lies, and they'll get the hint. Yeah, they will.
But it's your space.
Your space.
Don't feel obliged.
Your boundaries. Yeah.
And this last one is from R. Hey, Jordan, William and Ben. This was 12 years ago, but I'm still feeling the effects today and I'm in need of your wise words. When dating apps were only just starting out, I decided to give them a go. I wasn't getting any interest, so I deleted my profile. My best friend suggested making things a little more exciting by creating a new profile with no images and setting my status to let's have a blind date. I thought it was silly, but I gave it a try. After 24 hours of my new profile, I had a few nibbles. One particular nibble was really exciting. She was funny, flirty, and we got on really well. We agreed not to meet for at least a month so we could get to know each other better without focusing on looks. After 2 months of getting to know each other, sexting, sharing pictures of our privates, and talking about our sexual turn-ons and offs, we finally agreed to meet. It was really weird as we didn't know how each other looked and only referred to each other by our dating app usernames. Walking into the restaurant with her back facing me, I recognised the clothing she described and confidently walked to the table, put her hand on my shoulder and said, "Hey, it's Big Boy 88. I'm uncertain if she turned around slowly or if time actually slowed down, but I was greeted by the horrified face of my half-sister. We haven't spoken since and avoid family events. Do you think I should continue to never speak to my half-sister, or shall I try to communicate, knowing that at some point in the future, when our dad will pass away, we'll have to talk eventually? Kindest regards, R."
Jesus wept. I mean, I think they're trying to make it feel better from half-sister. It's still your sister.
And this is why you should probably always have a photograph on your dating
Yeah,
profile.
I think the etiquette here is always have a photograph on your dating app.
Yeah.
And they'd swapped. This is like the dad on Grindr.
Have a photograph. If you're going to do blind dates, I think you have to have a third party involved to set both parties up. So this doesn't happen.
He's in his sister's.
Minge.
Right. Jesus, William.
What?
We just went straight in there and, Jesus, I want to know so much. Did he then sit down and have a meal with her?
I don't think, well, no, they probably left.
Oh my God, they talked about their fantasies with his sister. Oh my shitting days. Right, the moral of the story here is always ask to see a face picture.
I think you have got to.
I think a face picture on dating apps is
But that
vital.
said, would you have asked for, in this instance, would you have asked for a photo just before you meet? Because the ship sailed. You've already talked about...
I would personally ask for one at the start of the conversation. Well, don't you show picture? I don't... God, Jesus Christ. What's he say at the end of it? There's, we haven't spoken since. Should I try to communicate? Maybe reach out.
Okay.
And just say, let's put
And say, this was awkward. I'm sorry. I obviously didn't know it was you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
it was 12 years ago.
Thank God. What's coming up on the weekend release, Jordan?
We hear back from F, whose partner's grandparents was going through her bin.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yes.
Yeah.
And we wanted more information.
As always, remember you can listen every Tuesday and Friday, watch us on YouTube on Sundays, and share us on your socials all week. You can send your tales of trepidation to help@sextedmyboss.com, or you can tweet us or send us a message on Instagram. That's @sextedmyboss. Or you can write to William, who promises a handwritten reply on his own letterhead paper. The address is on the website, sextedmyboss.com.
I do need that post key, Ben. I need that today because there's people that have not been replied to.
Oh, okay.
I'm scared about how he says this.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.